Grace, your picture is so cute. It's like in the summer because your cheeks are pink.
Oh, thank you.
It's so cute.
I didn't even notice that was up there. I think I logged into the wrong Zoom.
I don't have a
it's
picture on mine. I'm like, I need to get this thing going here.
Yeah, my other one doesn't have a picture. I didn't know this one did, but I guess I do now.
So I'm sorry I'm late because it's super exciting here. Like every freaking room has people doing date night and they're giving away heart-shaped pizzas. Most of them are from Papa Murphy's, right? And then beer, 6-packs. Okay, so Jerwaine's giving away beer and wine and then pizzas. And Candace said they figured out that they didn't have boxes. Papa Murphy's doesn't supply boxes. So then they were like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And she was going to throw these boxes away because they were using branded ones. And she's like, I need those boxes. So, and then, let's see. And then Team Lucky Duck is at the front. They're doing pop leaders and pizza cutters and pizza. And then Lee and Jason are doing the same thing. And then HHG's got the training room and it's like crazy amounts of alcohol and more pizza. And it's so loud.
It's like the Christmas and Thanksgiving all over again.
Yes, it is. And I didn't even realize. And so Jason comes in here and he's like, oh my gosh, for the new agents at 5:30, we should just take them on a tour. I'm like, yeah, well, we need a room to do coaching in. So I guess we people out here and whatever.
Yeah, right. In the kitchen.
We could be in the kitchen at the counter. Here you go, guys. So how are you guys? Amy, I saw you yesterday.
Yes.
So you're good. And Grace, are you on your way home or are you home?
I am on my way home. I am actually currently driving on the highway. That is why I don't have my video on.
You're driving on the highway.
Yes, driving on the highway. And I just got some delicious food. And yes.
How was your trip?
Oh, fantastic! Really relaxing. We saw
your pictures at Niagara Falls. I was so excited.
Oh my gosh, it was.
You went to Niagara Falls?
I did.
Oh, nice. I was there this summer. It's so pretty there.
It was beautiful. Even in the winter, it's really pretty. And, the falls never stop moving. So we have the dogs with us and we rented a big SUV. So the dogs have a nice, cozy little spot in the back. And my boyfriend has set up camp in the very third row of the car with dogs. And so I'm by myself in the front with my one dog. Just making my way.
Oh my gosh.
So how far are you guys?
In Indianapolis.
Okay.
Yep.
Fun.
Yeah, so probably tomorrow I'll be home and then I'll probably be back in the office next week on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so nice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The days of road trips with the dog. Oh my gosh. The dogs still they're bugging here. They're like, where are they coming from?
Yeah.
Ooh, today.
Did they freeze?
Right? Like, what are we doing here? Okay, let me grab my thing. I had it already and then I moved it. Oh my God. All right. This is the thing. I got organized and now I can't find my stuff. All right. I'm gonna just I'm gonna pull the thing up. So I have to tell you guys. So okay, so Molly DeMattos, the one who does these videos, right? So I had told her I loved the Big Y one. And I had told her, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so great. And, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I'm going to start using it with my PC agents and, because this is all such good stuff, blah, blah, blah. Right. So yesterday I get an email and it's like, or no, I got a text and it's like, Jessica, it's Molly. And I'm like, what? And she's like people don't text me on this number. It's like my iPhone number, right? And I'm like, and she's like, yes. Oh my gosh, I wanted to know if you want to do a video at family reunion about K-score. And I'm like,
Yes.
yes, right? I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And she's like, okay, the deadline is Friday. And I'm like in 2 days? I'm like, what am I doing? And she's like, you're gonna write a script. And I'm like, what? I'm like, wow, I really should have thought this out before I said yes. I'm like, okay. So there's 17 modules. So there's I think 16 of us are doing videos, and I'm doing module 9, which is all about broke to broker, and it's about following a schedule, right? And I don't know what I'm gonna say yet. So
you need to bring Irene with you.
I know. I'm like, so
Right?
she's in Georgia, so she'll have to come down to Orlando. And I'm like, okay. So I have to figure out my speech or whatever. And she's like, and there's no teleprompters. You're just gonna nail this. And I'm like, God, oh my God. I have like, oh my God, to memorize
don't be
it,
nervous.
all the things. No, I'm just gonna be, because my go-to is always being funny. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then I thought, oh my God, guess what? Like all of our recruits are gonna see this. So like, they'll be like watching, all of a sudden they'll see me and I'm like, I know her, right? Like, oh my God. So that's fun. I haven't even told
That's
Olivia
so
yet.
exciting, Jessica. That's
I know,
really cool.
like,
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
it kind of makes me sweaty in my armpits, like thinking
Oh
about
my
it. Like, so yeah, so
You're
I had to
gonna do
pick the
so
day.
great. That's gonna be awesome.
I had to pick the day yesterday, and they're like, okay, so it's at the hotel I'm staying in, but they're like, so the hotel is 20 minutes from the venue walking. So I'm like, well, when am I going to do this? So then I got to pull up the agenda, and I'm like, I don't even know. And oh my God, then funny side note, I started looking at the calendar and I was like, oh my God, Victoria is supposed to room with me, and her flight leaves on the 22nd, and we don't have a hotel the 21st. I'm like, Olivia, she might need to stay with you or something, because she's like, are you leaving? I'm like, no, I'm gonna go stay with my mom, because my mom and my stepdad and then my daughter Olivia and her friend Abe are going with, and they're gonna go to Disney every day, and it's Olivia's birthday on the 19th, so they're doing this whole thing, but they have like a 3-bedroom VRBO thing or whatever. And so I'm like, well, I'll stay at the hotel as much as I can. And then I look to go get a hotel room, and they're like, yeah, we have the only hotel left. Or if you want to stay at the hotel with the rest of your people, we have 2 nights left. And I'm like, so then Sarah is like, Sarah, or she's Jessica, should we room together? And I was like, yeah, for sure. So she got her tickets just for when the hotel's available, right? And then I'm like, critical error. For some reason, I have a king size bedroom and I don't have a couch or anything else. And I'm like, what in the hell? So I talked to them today, and they're like, yeah, no, we're full. We don't have any room. And I'm like, can I get a rollaway? Yes, we got you. We can get you a rollaway. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, do you actually have another night? Can I get another night? And they're like, no, you can't. And you can't have 2 beds. And like, I was like,
oh my gosh,
it's going to be super interesting. So Victoria might be coming back with me to stay at the VRBO.
Yeah,
there you go.
But yeah, so it's been interesting. And then the other thing was Olivia's friend, the dad was like 2 weeks ago was like, I'm sorry, but she's not going to Florida. Like I did not know that this was happening, and he full on knew. His wife didn't want her to go, and they didn't tell her. And the dad was like, like 3 days before you go. And
that's not very nice.
No. And then, so it was a difference of $293 to switch the tickets today.
I would have been like,
so
I'll pay for it.
He's like, so I'll pay for that. And I was like, oh my God. But anyway, so what the heck?
She's kind of bummed about that, I bet.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I said to her, I'm like, what about your friend Abe that you went to homecoming with? And because they're just friends. And then of course that's when Carly Duckworth goes, that's how Zach and I started out. I was like, don't you start talking to
Oh
me
my gosh.
about that. Okay.
That is funny. That is
That-
hilarious.
We can't go there yet, right?
She's 17. Okay.
Yeah.
Suddenly Olivia's getting married.
Right.
Yeah.
That was quick. Right. So yeah. So she's super excited. She's like, I said to her, I'm like, well, so maybe Saturday night we could, because it's her birthday. I'm like, we could like do something. She's like, sorry, I already have reservations for a restaurant in Disney and you don't have tickets to go to Disney. So you're not gonna be able to
You
go.
can't go.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
She like has it all planned. She has everything planned. And I'm like, well, do
gosh.
remember there's one day I'm going to Disney. She's like, yeah, no, that's fine. We got that under control. And I was like, oh my God. But
She
she's
is
so
so
excited. She's so excited. She's like, mom, it's 10 days. I was like,
my
she's
gosh.
like, it's this week. I'm like, it's next week. I'm like, stop telling me it's this week. Right. Because I'm like,
my
I
gosh.
you beforehand. But anyway,
That's funny.
oh my God. So yeah, it'll be fun. And this is actually the first, time we've been in person since Dallas, which was 2020, February 2020.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, it's been a long time. So I'm sure
That's
it'll
gonna be fun. When do you guys leave again?
We leave Friday the 18th.
Okay, next week.
And then we are coming back on Wednesday, super late at night.
Okay.
'Cause it goes
Okay.
till Tuesday. And then in order to always stay till Tuesday, you can't leave Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, and then we found a flight that is leaving. I mean, my husband's not happy, but the flight's leaving Florida at 9:30 at night. So we get the entire day at Disney,
Oh yeah,
perfect.
fun.
I am going to be probably
You guys are gonna be
exhausted.
exhausted. Just
Right.
sleep
I'll
on the
come back
plane.
for Thursday ready to do this.
Yes.
Right.
Perfect.
Like, God, why do you look so tired? I might be.
You're gonna be
Okay.
hungover.
If you are, yeah.
Right. Okay. So I have to, you guys, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I have to, so I have to know what all these modules are, and I haven't listened to 8 yet. So I'm going to play it for us, and then we'll talk about it. But, because I can't not know it. Right. Like now that I
think I think number 8 is my favorite by far.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And it would be good for me to listen to it again because it was a while ago. So.
Okay. And you guys can see it, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oops, let me get that out of there. Okay, here we go.
It's about halftime of our prep course, and it's time for another little chat with Coach Molly. Today, we're going to talk about a super important mindset topic called commitment. Commitment is one of the key factors in being a great team player. In fact, when you read about amazing teams or super successful teams, you're almost guaranteed to hear someone involved with that team talk about the commitment it took to get that win, or the commitment it took to find that success. This is because team players are genuinely committed to their cause. Good team players are okay too, but great team players will make every effort to contribute as much as possible. They strive for excellence. Now, you might be thinking, who cares what great teams do? Real estate agent, not start a team. Well, okay. But check it out. The minute you're working with another human being, a pretty important ingredient in making money in this business, you become a team, my friends. And you need to be genuinely committed to your team's cause. So let's break it down. What does genuine mean? Being genuine means to be authentic, wholly true. Think of the people you interact with in your life that you would describe as genuine. There's an energy about them, something special. You want to be around them. You know you can count on them, right? You count on them to tell you the truth, to follow through. You trust them. People who are described as genuine elicit trust in their relationships. That's genuine. Now let's talk about part 2. Let's talk about the definition of commitment. For this part, let's do a little visualization. I want you to follow along with me and think of this in your brain. So first, Picture a child in your life that you care about. Go ahead. Could be your own child, a niece, a grandson, a friend's kid. Heck, if you're having any trouble, just picture yourself at 2 to 10 years old. Got it? Okay. Now, imagine you walk into a kitchen and that kid you care about is laying unconscious on the kitchen floor with an open bottle of poison next to them and they're barely breathing. What do? Well, you probably start with calling 911 right away. Oh my gosh, the phone doesn't work. So now what do? You load them in your car. The car doesn't start. Now what do? You run to the neighbor and he isn't home. So now what? You go to another neighbor and they're not there. You're frantic. So you're on the street trying to wave people down. Nobody stops. Now what? I'll tell you what, you'd run with that child in your arms all the way to the hospital. You'd run for as long as it took. You would do whatever it takes. That is the definition of commitment. So write it down. Commitment is defined as doing whatever it takes. So having genuine commitment means that you as an individual are willing to do whatever it takes to achieve the goal. Successful agents in this business practice following through with commitments in every part of their lives. If you want to be known as someone who follows through, gets things done, does what it takes, someone you can count on, someone you can trust, you've got to practice being that person every day. Sometimes our commitment is only as strong as our ability and our willingness to recommit. Because the truth is, friends, our commitment isn't measured by how many times we fall down, rather how many times we get back up. Y'all already know this. Things will go wrong. Class will get hard. Life will happen. You will fail. This journey is about progress, not perfection. Commitment and inevitably the recommitment are dependent on your ability to focus on the big picture, follow the plan, and move through the issues. In Keller Williams Coaching Bold, it's defined as a law that we love to say, focus on the plan, not the problem. Because when it's about failing forward, as Gary Keller reminds us, we go back to the simplicity of a little something we probably all learned in kindergarten. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Measure your commitment and then strive to build that muscle every day. This session, you're going to give yourself the gift of clarity around the why we talked about in Module 4. This can be a tough one to dig deeper on. Don't sell yourself short, though. Really dig. Think about your big why. Think about the supporting whys you might need to keep working towards your goals. Sometimes failing, always failing forward.
That one was good. You know what I'm doing now? Now I'm judging it and I'm like, oh, I wish I had that one to talk about.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Sure.
Okay,
That one's the
so
best.
then let's see. Oh, I already did that. If I pull this up, I wonder if I gotta go to screen share this instead. And there it is. Okay. So now, so the deal is we're writing our big why from Module 4. And then in the same text box, input 2 whys that support your big why. Okay, my spouse's financial stability, myself being financially successful, etc. The action to goal 20% worksheet is a method used to maximize focus and ensure your commitment to goals. The method answers the questions of what do I want, when do I want it, and what has to happen for me to have it. Okay, and that must be this. Yeah. So, oh yeah, this is good. All right, so what would you say for I'm gonna do this and then I'll print it out so that I can have a copy of it. So I'm so bad. I'm like trying to remember what's my big why. So remember how we talk about how like big whys change?
Mm-hmm.
my big Y has already changed. Like, hey, he's here. Oh, I'm gonna put him down too.
What?
Ah, yeah, grab a chair. So we were just talking, we just watched the video. And because I had to tell them that module 9 right here is Amy and Grace. And
That doesn't look like Grace.
it is Grace. She's
Well,
driving. She's driving on the, she's
It's
in
like action driving.
Indianapolis. And
I'm a supermodel, Jason. That's my
Right?
supermodel photo.
There you go.
Well,
I was thinking, I'm not gonna go to that.
so we watched it, and basically it's about commitment versus recommitment. And it was a super good video. And then we're talking about what's your big why from module 4. And then we're going to talk about what are 2 whys that support your big why. So my spouse's financial stability, myself being financially successful. And then on this page, we're going over the goal to action 20% worksheet.
Sure.
So I was just saying how, isn't it funny? We always talk about, well, big whys change, and that since I did this, that my big why did change. And, it was like, I want to go to Spain, right? And I
Sorry,
want
everybody.
to bring the whole family to Spain. And now it's like, yes, I still want to do that. And I want to focus on something else that's here, which is I think you guys heard about this, the sports complex where like the big dome thing. My husband was like, let's just do this, because then we have practice space for volleyball and all the things, right? And so and you heard about it the other night, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
But has your big why really changed?
well, no, spending time with family, right? It hasn't. The thing that I want
Mhm.
to, what is it, like the tangible thing
Right.
has changed.
Right. So your big why hasn't changed, but
Right.
the things that support that, right?
Yeah.
That's your big why really doesn't change that much.
No, it
very
doesn't.
often.
No.
But it can. I'll tell you what, if your big why was making a life with, making a house and a household and all that stuff, and you get divorced, I mean, that might change your big why in a hurry.
Right. Yes.
It happened.
It probably would. Time with family, and then my daughter starts calling.
She must know.
She knows. Okay, so then I'm just gonna say sports. Okay, sports complex. So it's a big one, but it's also, needs to happen. Okay. So then, okay. In the same text box, input 2 whys that support my big why. Well, I mean, that would be,
Because I want to.
kids, right? And husbands and
Right.
kids, right? Because then, that helps him meet his dream goal of, coaching and being part of that. And then that helps the one kid with the sports, and then, eventually financially it'll help the other kid. And then the older one could work there and all the things, right? So, okay. So who wants to go next? Why is this moving?
Well, I mean, mine's kind of similar. I think, it was,
Okay.
I guess, making memories with family but
Mm-hmm.
time with family. And part of that was vacation. So I don't know if that's like the, like the sub little group or whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess just it's a financial piece, because I want to like have the money ahead of time before. I don't like to charge our
Mhm.
trips,
Right.
So,
Right.
and we're doing one of them in 20 some days, and then
Yeah.
the other one, it would be in the summer of 2023.
And so tell everybody about the one in 20 days.
We're going to Mexico to a
Oh,
resort.
fun.
Taking like my kids, and then their two best friends and their families are going to.
Oh my
And my
gosh.
husband's brother is also going. So
Oh, fun.
yes, and my kids have never been on a plane before, so we're kind
Oh
of
my gosh.
excited.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where in Mexico?
South of Playa del Carmen.
Okay.
It's a resort that really is like 5 resorts in one.
What side of the country?
Caribbean on the Gulf
Okay.
or whatever.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's
Sure.
gonna
just
be
south
nice.
of Cancun.
Okay.
Too.
Yeah.
Like 45 minutes from Cancun. We fly into Cancun and then like 45 minutes.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I can't wait to see pictures.
I can't wait
That's
for the
what's so
sun.
fun, right? That's what's so fun about like knowing your guys' big whys and Grace, you going to New York and getting to see all that stuff. It's so fun to see that because
Yeah,
that's what it is, like making memories and spending time with each other and having fun.
that was part of mine too. Like, making those memories with family, traveling,
Right.
getting that experience, right, with family. So
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
pretty
Should
exciting.
I type yours in, Grace?
Yeah, I honestly, I like don't even remember mine, but now I kind of do. I think it was, like I just said, traveling, spending time with family, making family proud, making myself proud, and making a family as well, right? It was like a bunch of whys.
Okay. Hang on. I'm trying to. Oh my gosh. And okay, traveling, making myself and family proud. And then what was the other thing?
Yep.
Spending time
And
with
then
them?
like spending time with the family, yeah. And making a family too, like being a mom, making a family,
Yeah.
getting married, buying a house, kind of all that.
How's your boyfriend in the back seat doing?
Yeah, right? He's working. He's probably looking at me like, what do you mean making a family?
What
buying
are
a house?
you
What's going
talking
on?
about? Have
Yes.
we talked about this yet?
He's just smiling. Oh, we've talked about it. He's just smiling.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, and then what would you say would be two whys that are going to support your big why?
Gosh, that's hard because like I don't even know. That's like really tough for me because I don't know what that even means.
Well, so
Two whys to support my why.
you're always right.
Why do I want to do this? So I can be successful and happy. That would be
Yeah, so
why.
their example
Support
was my spouse's financial stability, myself being financially successful. So
okay.
those are two other things that are going to support you being able to travel is yes, you being
Yeah.
financially successful, right?
Yeah, financially successful, happy, that's a big one. Happiness and self-care.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Self-care is a good one.
Right,
That's a
because
really good one.
that's the big one that is, it's so funny because people are talking about it all the time. And it doesn't, so many people, it's like now it has a name. Before it used to be like, oh, you're being selfish. It's like,
Yeah.
nope,
Yeah.
I'm taking care of me so I don't implode. Right. It's like,
Well,
not
yeah,
being
and you
selfish.
have to. You
Right.
have to take care of yourself. Otherwise, everything else is, everything that you take care of is just going to fail.
Right.
So are you saying when you're in the plane and the masks come down, you really are supposed to put yours on first? That's not her just saying that?
Yes, and
It's a law, Jason.
it is.
You can't help the person next to you
Yeah.
When you're passed out from lack of oxygen.
until yours is on.
I would always use that analogy with my students when I worked with high schoolers.
Right.
Like,
Well, and I,
Important.
I mean, to be fair, I think that's some level of thing that all of us have kind of grown up with in a culture where outdoing the next guy or the person next to you is part of that. I mean, somewhere in
Yeah.
our culture, it became cool to be busy,
Right.
and busyness is irrelevant. I mean, how busy you are is probably a better mark of the fact that you're disorganized than anything else.
Right.
The most productive people I know are never busy, but they're productive, and that's a whole
Yep.
different category. But somewhere along the line, we decided that, well, if I'm not really good, as long as I look busy, people
Right.
will leave me alone.
Right. And
Yeah.
then you're not productive because you're like,
You're not productive.
you're like just wasting time, right? I started a new podcast with Brian Buffini and
Brian Buffini?
Brian Buffini. Yeah. And he does 2 a week. And so I was like, oh, I don't even know where to start. I'm just starting with what he did this week. Right. So, and it was an author on, the book is called Grip. And it's all about how you use your time, and that, like what everybody says, we all have the same amount of time in a day, right? It's how we use it. And he said, the most like the people who don't know what they're doing is like, he goes, go look at a startup company and they're just like floundering, right? They'll just like that. There's no rhyme or reason to what they do. And it's like, yeah, I'm busy, or I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And he's like, you need to have a calendar and you need to know exactly what you're doing. And Brian Buffini's like, oh yeah, this was painful because, my admin said to me, we need your calendar. Like, you're done planning your own calendar. Cause he would look at it and he'd always say to people, yeah, for sure, we can meet, whatever. And when he looked at his time, he spent all of his time doing podcasts, doing presentations, doing big things, but he never had in his time block schedule thinking, planning what he's going to do, to present. And he's like, I was always about the budget and taking care of the budget, like our financial budget, right? But I never budgeted my time. And so I was all over the place. And now he said he has a quote from, what's that guy that has all the money? Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett said the most successful.
The guy that has all the money.
Right? That guy, I've heard about him. Like,
not Bezos.
No.
Not
Warren Buffett. Like
some other guy who has all the money.
He has,
Elon Musk.
He has too much money. But anyway, he said, the most successful people say no all the time, right? Because
and it's okay to say no.
Right. They know what they got to do. And like, that's not in my schedule. Like, I can't do that. And Brian was like, I realize I don't say no to anybody, right? Somebody's flying in, oh, let's have coffee. He's like, sure. Like, no, we're not doing that. So, and that's the huge thing with self-care.
Jessica. That's a big one, because some people are so afraid to stand up for themselves and so afraid to say no and do what's best for them, right? I think that's something I used to be like that too. You have to be comfortable with saying, that's not a good use of my time, or I don't want to do that.
Right.
It's okay to say no.
Yeah. And people don't hold it against you, right? I mean, if you're like, I can't show you this house. Oh my God, well, I really want to see it. Okay, I'll find somebody who can. Is that okay? For sure. They're not like, oh my God, no, I have to see it with you. You don't need to go see your daughter right now, right? Like, they're not going to say that.
Right.
So it's just realizing that, at that time, like, oh, maybe I should say no to this, right? And you can tell when you start to feel like in your stomach, you're like, why am I doing this? What is the purpose of me doing this, right? So, Jason, you're up next.
Let's see. What is my big why?
Your big why.
I want to make the world a better place. I do.
Okay. You're going to. You are already.
Exactly. I'm make not work. I don't want to make work a better place. Screw this.
World.
Screw that.
World.
Make the world a better place.
Got it. Okay.
And why am I interested in making the world a better place? Right? What does that mean when I say that? What are the things? I want to help people achieve things they couldn't or
Okay.
didn't think they could. And the other thing I would say is to help me achieve things I didn't think I could. So growing in knowledge and ability.
Oh, I just remembered, Jessica. Sorry to interrupt you, Jason.
You go right ahead.
That was my original big why. It was knowledge and experience.
Right.
That was a huge one for me because I care more about getting, the experience and getting the knowledge and meeting the people and, having that than anything else, especially in the beginning. That was my biggest one.
Yeah. And when I heard Molly going through this in the video, I thought of you when she said it's progress, not perfection.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
she's-
yeah.
She's wrong.
I need to be pulled
It's
aside and I need to say that. Somebody needs to say that to me on a daily basis.
Right. Because you are so hard on yourself.
I am. And I think that people are thinking badly of me, like when I don't do something that I should be doing. And it's like people, I mean, how selfish of me is it to say that? People are so wrapped up in their own world and their own things that they have going on. They're not even worried about if I make a mistake or if it's not perfect. So I need to be easy on myself with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
A good way to start being a little easier on yourself is be ruthless about using the word should.
Yeah.
Stop shoulding on yourself.
Stop shutting on yourself.
I like that.
Because I mean, in
Don't
the
wanna
end, that right off the bat, the word should implies a judgment and largely a judgment that you have failed to accomplish.
Mhm.
And that's a really place to start rooting that out, because what's in your mind is what you go at. I mean, that's how it starts.
Right.
And letting that go, or not letting it go, but just recognizing, that's a spot there. That's where I'm doing something that's not productive for me right now.
Yeah. And also that ties in with this being able to say no, right? Because I used to not say no. I used to say yes to everything. And then now it's kind of like baby steps. Now I'm getting okay with saying no and knowing that that's okay. And so the next step is, okay, well, nothing, not everything has to be perfect. You can make mistakes. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing is like with this industry, it's not like math, right? Like math it's black and white, right? This, you're never going to know everything to every answer. And so many people are like, well, but I have to know the contracts in and out before I can go make a phone call. And I'm like, oh my God, you're never going to, because
you're
guess
talking
what
about
happens?
me.
Every August, they change all the forms. So not all of them. They change a lot of the forms. So you won't know them. Right. And it comes down to it. And it's like the forms are just the vehicle to get you to what you need, which is selling the house. Right.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. The thing is that relationship you have with them, and that relationship doesn't happen if you're worried about forms. Right. Like, it took a long time for me to, I remember my first transaction. I was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, so when I have a contract, what am I doing? Am I like starting from a white page and I'm creating a contract? Like, what the hell? No, we're not doing that, right? Like, but you don't know, right? And then it's like, oh, well, you have to grab this one, and then you're going to need this one, but only in these circumstances, you need this one. And I was like, oh my God, it doesn't even matter. Like, it's only going to matter when I have this one transaction, and then I'll figure it out, because I can't freak out about it right now because it's not going to do me any good. Right. And so I just kind of like let it go and forget about it. And it's the same thing with having a listing presentation or having a whatever, like you could be competing against other people. So that's going to change what you're going to do and how you're going to say it.
Yep.
Right. And then you have an experience and then you learn from that. And you're like, well, I'm never doing that again. I mean, like I just had that, right? Well, I guess, I'm never going to do something on the computer again because this guy was like, I hate computers. And I'm like, it's like, didn't you print this out? And I'm like,
You're going to do it on computers again in the future. And you're going to write that guy off as a nutbag.
Total nutbag. He doesn't even have email, right? And I'm like, this is going to be the worst transaction.
How in the world
ever.
am I going to get you an MLS?
What the hell, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm going to show up every day with 16 sheets and
Right.
ask you which one you want to go see next week.
right,
And by then I'll be
pigeons.
sold.
right. So and I am hard on myself, and I'm like, you could have gotten that. You could have done that. And then my husband and my brother are like, they're crazy. And I'm like, okay, I got it. Right. But you always think of that, right? It's like,
Yes.
oh, well, what could I have
Because
done
we're
differently?
our own worst
Yeah.
critic,
Right.
So much
Hey, there's
doubt.
nothing wrong with asking yourself, what could I have done differently? It's the
Right.
second, I'm telling you, the secret to being a great real estate agent is the next question. Not the first one,
Yep.
but the next question. And that question is always accurate. What is the next question I need to ask? And
Yep.
okay, what could I have done differently? I could have printed out all this crap. Do I want to do that? That's the next question.
No.
And the answer is no. All right. Well, I'm not mental now. Right? I mean, there you go. When are you thinking of moving? What's the next question? Right? I mean, there's always one more
Right.
question.
Right.
And that's the real secret, really, of any of this stuff.
Yeah.
What's my big why? And one more time, why is that important to me?
Right.
If you've answered that,
Right.
then you can ask yourself again and keep working on that because you haven't gotten to the bottom yet.
I remember when I did my first buyer presentation and I had this like packet filled out with like all these questions that I was going to ask. And then I realized I didn't even do anything with it during the buyer presentation. And I was like, this is BS. And I just felt so much better. And I learned from that experience. I'm never doing that again. And I'm doing it way differently next time. I feel like you just have to have those experiences. That's the only way that you're going to learn. Because there's so many things that I've already gone through. And I'm like, I'm not that. I just did that the hard way. I'm not doing that anymore.
Right. Exactly. Hey, Cassandra. How are you?
Hey. Here I get off my meeting with you and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be back on 4. Yeah. What happened?
4:47.
That was
Yeah,
nap time,
4:47.
man. Listen, it's all right to admit she put you to sleep. It's okay.
I totally started cleaning my house and then I'm like, oh my God.
So we were talking about our big why, and we watched the module 8 again, and talked about it's that's up here. It's a commitment versus recommitment. So talking about like what is your big why, and then what are two whys that support your big why, right? So mine was time with family and a sports complex. And what are the two whys? It's my husband and my kids, right? So you don't have to give it to us right now because I just totally threw you on the spot. So I'm going to go down to this next section and then we can come back up to that for you. Okay. So the next one is the goal to action 20%. So we're going to talk about what do I want? When do I want it? And what has to happen for me to have it? Right. So that's what I love about how KW does stuff is it's like, okay, you think about this and it makes sense and it means a lot to you. And then, okay, well now how are we going to actually make that happen? Right. Now it's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Right. So, oh shoot. What does it say here? Does it say a timeline or no? Oh yeah. Goal, date, and action step. Okay. So, what do we want? Right. So I don't know if this is all going to fit.
Freedom.
Freedom, money. Okay, so let's see. I don't know if I'll be able to fit this with everybody, but let's just give it a try. Who's ready? Oh my God, who is
The
that?
beepy.
It's Blake. Can't answer you. You want to answer it?
What's up, Blake?
Blake's
We're
freaking
doing
out
the
right
group coaching. He's like, what? Okay,
What?
Jessica, Amy,
Is
Grace.
this your dad?
This is Jason. It's Jason Arvidsson.
Blake, you don't even know your dad's voice? Good.
Okay.
You should eat before you come. There is no food laying around today at this time that is not committed.
Okay, so
Sometimes there is, but not today.
there might be a donut.
That's very reasonable. I appreciate your approach, because the worst thing could happen is you could find out there wasn't.
Are we for real right now?
All righty, boss. We'll see you
So-
shortly.
He's coming in at 5:30.
Bye.
God, John. He's coming in at 5:30. He wants to know if we have food. I mean, that
It's
there
a fair
was
question.
there was last time.
Yes.
So we don't want to, there's lots of pizzas,
There
but
might
you're not a
be.
client. So you're not going to have any pizza. Okay, so let's make sure we get this done in 10 minutes, because I don't want to keep you guys longer, and because I have to eat at 5 o'clock. Okay, so we have a goal, we have an accomplished date, and then we have action steps. So this is going to be to get us towards that big why, right? So what is it that you guys feel you need to do? And I always say on our one-on-ones, it's like, what do you need to do in the next 2 weeks to get to the next point, right? So for me, I would say what I need to do in the next 2 weeks is or 1 week, whatever we're talking about, I need to talk to investors.
The animals? Oh, no, that's Dr. Doolittle.
Yep, talk to investors, and we're gonna say Olivia, Colin, Jason, Brooke. Okay, because they do a lot of investing, and that's the first step that I learned is I have to get my husband on board. Well, he's already on board, but he has to learn how to do all this, and meeting with them is the first step. So I have to do that, and I have to do that I'm going to go with 2 weeks, because I'm going to be at family reunion too. Oh my God, whatever, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Everybody's going
important
to
to
be
you?
2 weeks.
Is this important to you?
It is.
Well, get it done.
Get it done. Okay,
Stop
so
moving
everybody's
around.
is 2 weeks. All right. So Amy, what are you going to do in the next 2 weeks to get closer to that goal? You're going to Mexico, so we can't
right.
talk about that. I mean, that's
What's
super
your
great.
goal?
What is your goal?
What is my goal?
Spend time with family?
Yes.
And
So I
she's
mean,
gonna do that. So she's gonna celebrate her
in
accomplishment.
Mexico,
Right. I
with
mean, at the end of the
lots
day, her goal is actually just
beverages.
be, it's funny. One of my biggest goals ever that was really hard to accomplish was be present this week.
Oh my God, yes.
I mean,
Yeah, that
just
is-
be present. Just go down there and own it. I'm going to be here. I'm going to throw the phone in the
Yes.
garbage, and I'm going to hang out with the people who matter.
I'm going to be here. Yes.
So I like that. So yes, when I go, but I think before then, I guess just making sure I have everything else covered, like, so I can actually be present. So,
I like it.
like reaching out to Megan again, and Jessica, I know I talked with you, like if there's, I don't,
Look
You
at
know,
it's
like
right here
just-
on my desk. It says
if I
Amy.
foresee,
Oh, thank you.
if there's things that need to be covered, but one of my buyers is going to be with me. So
Right? So then you're okay.
I think it'll be okay. But historically, this is when I get business, is when I go on vacation.
Right.
So,
So you just need to go on more vacation.
Right.
See, I think
That's what we say.
that makes sense to me.
Legit answer.
Plan more
Great.
vacations.
Yeah. Right.
what
Okay,
I'm gonna do.
Grace, what would you say would be a goal in the next 2 weeks to bring you closer to your big why?
Time blocking, planning, and showing up.
Say that again.
Oh, hold
I
on.
missed it.
She said
I just lost you.
drinking,
Yeah, we heard drinking,
smoking.
smoking, and showing up.
I didn't. What did you say?
We heard drinking,
Smoking.
smoking, showing up. That's what we heard.
Party. You did not.
Partying. Jason's making stuff up.
Dancing.
That is hysterical. You guys really heard me. You heard that? That's funny.
We heard ing. Everything was ing,
Oh.
and then we just made stuff up. So
Fill in the
Funny.
blank.
Yeah. So my goals are drinking, smoking, and partying. Perfect.
Good.
No, I said time blocking,
Oh,
okay.
Oh,
planning, and showing up.
Oh, those are better. More in
They
line with your
continue to be
goal.
a struggle. So for me, I need to start making time. I need to time block for planning my
Yep.
plans. That is a big thing for me.
Okay. Perfect. Jason.
I've got to follow up on my email because I'm going to family reunion within a couple weeks. And I sent out an email today asking agents, what are some things that while I'm down there, they might like me to find out about.
Right.
And so following up with that, because I'm sure they've never been asked that kind of question before.
Right.
But as somebody whose goal it is to go down there and serve people, finding out from them what they want to know would be useful
Right.
use of my time.
Right. Right.
So following up.
Okay. Following up.
Do you have me on your email list, Jason?
Do I have you on that email list or do I have you on my email list?
I don't know. Is there a difference? Are they separate?
That one in particular, to be honest, I sent out to like agents who've been here for several years because they kind of maybe had an idea of what family reunion was like, because I don't know.
Okay.
But I do have everyone's email literally all the time with me.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure.
I won't miss you, my friend.
Good.
Okay. I'm just putting in here because I'm looking at the clock. What I'm going to do for my action steps is I'm going to set meetings. Amy, what are you going to do for your action step? Plural. Steps.
Well, I have to reach out to Megan.
Okay.
Contact, I guess, my other sign buyer and letting them
Okay.
know I'm going to be out of town.
Okay.
Um,
That's good because I don't have any more room.
okay. Perfect.
Okay, Grace, what are you going to do? Action steps.
Sit down with my computer and actually go through and organize and time block and set up reoccurring time blocking events
Oh, those are good.
to leverage my time.
Time block. Okay, organize a time block with recurring events. Okay. Jason, what are you going to do?
I'm going to call all the people I emailed on the telephone, unless I see them in person first.
Call all the people.
Yes.
That's what we're saying. Cassandra, how about you? What is-
I think that my goal right at the current moment would be, especially after having my meeting with you today too, like, my God, 45 pounds, that's amazing. So I just feel like,
Tell me. Oh, so
That's why she went and
Jason's
fell asleep.
Jason's like, what? 45 pounds?
Like 45 pounds, I'm falling asleep and taking a nap.
Right?
You did a lot of work. I need to rest for you.
No,
Big.
I have to I have to start taking care of myself. Like, I feel like I just let that part of things go, and it's affecting everything with work big time. And my action step is I like ASAP need to get back with a gym membership, time blocking, getting up early enough in the morning to go and do this. Like,
I
can't-
remember you telling me that you were going to do that.
Yeah. And then it didn't happen because that's what happens.
Right, right.
So, no, like, especially after today, for real, after seeing you, I'm like, I can't continue to do this. This is not good.
And what is your action step going to be? Or steps?
Set the alarm, get up and actually set up the gym membership
Okay.
and go.
How many times a week?
I'm gonna go with 4 right now.
Perfect. Okay, so really quick, I got to put in your big why. Tell me what your big why is this so slow?
Because you did.
God. And now it's going to go all the way to the top because that's what it does. Yep. And then down. Okay. What would you say your big why would be?
My big why has always been the same, and that's just having more self-worth.
Yes. Okay. And with that is going to, that self-care is going to,
Yeah.
because, what's so funny is like this morning, I got up and I was like, oh, it's Thursday. Okay. And then the thing that got me excited was that I got to go in my closet and wear something else that has never fit me.
Yes.
And the
Oh,
fact that everything in my closet fits me. Well, I'm lying. There's 2 pairs of pants that I got that don't fit me, but that's a goal, right? But, it's like that is like, I've never had that.
yeah.
And that like lifts me up for like the whole day, right? I'm like, oh my God, right? And then I was walking to the hall and Tottie's like, you look so skinny. And I'm like, yay. Right. But it's like, just putting myself first, like that whole oxygen mask thing. Like I never did that. And I started in September, and that has made all the difference. And you're right. It affects everything else.
Everything. The way I feel, the way I think.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel better. I'm happier, like
Grace is back.
there's Grace.
I can't see my face. What's
Hey,
happening?
it's a supermodel now. We used to see Grace, but now we see the supermodel.
Okay, here we go. See you big.
There
big
I am.
big
Oh God.
there. There's a dog. It's light out where you are. Oh, but you're further away from the sun.
I'm
Oh,
at
it's
good old Quick Trip.
Quick Trip.
There's the
Oh.
office back
Circle
there.
K if you're in Indiana.
At the office. Oh my gosh,
The mobile office.
it's always so fun getting together with you guys. I'm so glad we do this. And yes. So next
too.
week,
Me too. Me too.
next week is 9. Oh, Jason didn't hear this and Cassandra didn't hear this. Module 9, I have been asked by Molly, the one who does these videos, to make a video at family reunion. Look at his face.
I see the excitement.
It's going to be
Or the
amazing.
fear.
It's going to be amazing.
Nobody better respond that on that email I sent out. What do you want me to learn?
Jason, excited.
Make a video. No,
Make a
wrong guy.
video.
I'm all about the in-person show.
Oh my God. Okay, guys. So I will see you in a week.
Sounds good.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Have
Adios.
fun
Bye.
and good luck if I don't talk to you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Safe travels,
Bye.
Grace.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.